Welcome to JSS Matriculation School Talawadi Social Class. Today I go to explain you ninth standard civics lesson number 1, forms of government and democracy. Continue part. In the past class I explained forms of government and what is democracy. So in the what is democracy we are going to learn about today merits and demerits of democracy. First, we are going to learn about merits, responsible and accountable government, equality and fraternity. The another point is the next is sense of responsibility among common peoples, and the next is local self government. Next is development and prosperity for all. Next is popular sovereignty. The next is sense of cooperation and fraternal feeling is the merits of the democracy. Next we are going to learn about demerits. Indirect or representative nature of democracy, lack of interest in democratic process and hence lower turnout in elections, instability in governance due to fractional mandate. The next is the last one, delay in decision making process. We are going to learn about democracy in India. India as a parliamentary form of democracy. The Indian Parliament comprises the elected representative of people and makes a law for the country. The participations of people in this decision making and the consent of citizen are the two important elements of the parliamentary form of government in India. India is the largest democratic country in the world. We know already. Democracy in India works on the five basic principles. These are sovereignty, socialist, secular, democratic, and republic. Every person who is citizens of India and who is not less than 18 years of age can exercise their right to vote in India based on universal adult suffrage. There is no discrimination based on the person, caste, creed, religion, reason, gender, and education when it comes to providing the right to vote. Do you know? The Parliament House in India was designed by the British architects Edwin Lutyens and Herbert Brecker in 1912 to 13 and constructed began in 1921 and ended in 1927. Next we are going to learn about elections in India. India as a quasi-federal government with elected representative at the federal, state, and local levels. These general elections are conducted by the Election Commission of India. The national level, the President of India appoints the Prime Minister who enjoys majority in Lok Sabha, the lower house of the Parliament of India. Do you know? The two houses of Parliament here, Lok Sabha. We are called lower house or house of the people. The next one is we are called Rajya Sabha. We know that upper house or Council of States. Next is all members of Lok Sabha are directly elected through general elections which takes place once in every 5 years in normal circumstances. Two Anglo-Indian members can be nominated by the President of India to the Lok Sabha. The next is members of the Rajya Sabha, the upper house of the Indian Parliament, are elected by an electoral college consisting of elected members of the legislative assemblies of the states and the union territories of India. The President of India nominates 12 members of their contributions of art, literature, science, and social service. Next, we are going to learn about the first elections in democratic India. General elections to the first Lok Sabha since independence were held in India between 25th October 1951 and 21 February 1952. The Indian National Congress emerged victoriously by winning 364 of the 489 seats. Jawaharlal Nehru became the first democratically elected Prime Minister of the country. Do you know? British India general elections in 1920. It will be held now. General elections were held in British India in 1920 to elect members of the Imperial Legislative Council and the provincial councils. They were the first elections in the country's history. Next, we are going to learn major challenges to the Indian democracy. Democracy is the dominant form of the government in the contemporary world. It has not faced a serious challenge or a rival so far. In the last 100 years, there has been an expansion of democracy all over the world. The various aspects of democracy and its challenges are illiteracy, poverty, gender discriminations, regionalism, casteism, communalism, and religious fundamentalism, corruption, criminalization, and politics. The next is the last one, political violence. Next, we are going to learn about the last point of the lesson is conditions for the success of democracy in India. Empowerment of the poor and illiterates to enjoy the goodness of democracy, willingness among the elected people not to misuse their powerful position and public wealth, eradication of social evils and danger from which democracy suffers, an impartial and efficient press to form public opinion, presence of strong public opinion, feeling of tolerance and communal harmony among the peoples, awareness among the people of the fundamental rights that they are entitled to joy, concessions check and vigorously on the working of the elected representatives, powerful and responsible oppositions. Indian democracy can be successful and vibrant only when the citizens imbibe and reflect in their behavior the basic democratic values like equality, freedom, social justice, accountability, and respect for all. Their mindset, thinking, and behavior are expected to be tuned with the essential conditions of democracy. They have to appreciate the opportunities for their desired roles like participation, making the system accountable, fulfilling obligations, and playing pro- proactive roles and actualize the goals of democracy. Thank you to watching my class.